Hey guys, it's Graham and Jess from Great Off-Road Adventures here. Look, after the Blackwood trip, received a lot of questions about the Kings Rooftop Tent, and I figured why not do a review on it. So we've just got back from Carrageenan and Exmouth and Shark Bay. We've spent probably, what, 20 nights in it?
Yeah, something like 20 nights now overall.
Yeah, so enough time to give our first thoughts and impressions on the tent, that's for certain. So let's get it open and we'll show you around it, and we'll show you the specs, and we'll give you our thoughts, our pros and cons and overall feel. Well, hey guys, we're just going to chat quickly about the specifications on the rooftop tent. So the external dimensions are, it's 212 centimeters long, it's 127 centimeters wide, and obviously when it's folded up, it's through 32 centimeters tall. The internal dimensions, one thing we noticed on the website versus the tent was they list their internal dimensions a little bit differently. So when it's set up, it's 93 centimeters tall. It's 208 centimeters long, so it's over 2 meters. But when they list the width of the tent, they list it as 110 centimeters, which is actually inside of the gas struts.
Yeah. So when we go have a look at the tent inside, we'll show you what we mean by what is the 110 width, yeah, and what your actual width that you really get to use, yeah, is at the end of the day. The
actual width is over 1.2 meters because the gas struts just stick in each corner, and they've measured inside of that. So when you actually lie there, where your shoulders and everything are, it's actually a bit over 1.2 meters wide. So weight wise, let me check, it's 75 kilos, and it's got an 80 millimeter mattress, which
it's a pretty not firm 80 mil mattress. You don't sink in it,
yeah,
but it's soft.
Yeah, touching on it, it's the most comfortable mattress I've slept on out of my swag and my previous rooftop tent, and any self-inflating mattresses I've ever had. So credit to them, it's pretty comfortable. So that'll do for specifications. Let's jump into talking about the pros and cons of the rooftop tent, and then we'll go into setting it up, packing it up, and an overall review. Alright, so talk about the pros and cons. We'll talk about our pros first, and then we'll talk about our cons. So obviously pros for me, it's super quick and easy to set up. Jess is able to set it up on her own, so I can run around with the camera when we get to camp, and yep, Jess can obviously set the tent up.
Yeah, it's made a big difference on camping. We can now go and, you know, we do couple trips where you don't really stop in until it's sort of half an hour after you're wanting to have dinner, and within 5 minutes my camp's set up, I've got dinner cooking, and Graham's been able to get good footage in the meantime. Yeah. So it's made a massive difference on the setup time now. Yeah.
Especially like those days where you got just a long day of driving. When we were going up north on our Carrageenan trip, we had 2 days back to back where we're just driving and then setting up camp late. So to be able to pop the latches, have the tent set up, have bedding and everything.
That's another major, yep, positive. It's the first tent or whatnot design where we can actually leave all our bedding and pillows in the tent. So there's no more climbing stuff up ladders for me or climbing things down ladders. And again, it just helps with the setup time because, yep, I'm not having to set anything up. I literally unlatch 4 latches and I'm done.
Yeah, so I'll touch on it while we're on that topic. My old rooftop tent was one of the old fold over canvas ones. I'll put a picture up of it. nice tent, but not the most comfortable in the world. And we really struggled to leave 2 sleeping bags, a blanket and pillows in there and pack the tent up properly.
Yeah.
And
Well, we
obviously,
couldn't even leave the pillows in
yeah,
full stop.
and obviously we couldn't do that with, you can't necessarily leave all that in your swag either, and keep this and fit the swag back in the bag. So then your swag's outside the bag and it's getting covered in dirt and dust. So big pros, those are the biggest pros on this tent. Just the ease in which it sets up and being able to leave all your bedding in there and have it all set up as soon as you open the latches, just climb straight into bed.
Other pros would be the mattress. It's definitely one of the nicer mattresses we've come across. As you know, when we went up north, we were away for
15 days, 16 days in total.
16 days, yeah. And we did not once wake up during that trip saying didn't get much sleep or had a sore back or anything from the mattress.
Every night it was comfortable. Woke up in the morning refreshed, ready to go. So that was beneficial, really good. So a lot of the time you'll find with swags and rooftop tents and stuff, you've got to lay like an eggshell crate, foam liner to make it more comfortable. No issues with this. And yeah, look, we'll touch on size-wise. I'm bang on 6 foot. Jess is
I'm short.
5'2". So height, lengthwise in the tent, I don't have any issues lying in the tent.
I have my bag normally at my feet because I can sleep quite comfortably and still have my bag of clothes at the end. Yeah,
clothes or blanket, whatever bedding we're not using, just push in the corner below Jess's feet. But you wouldn't want to be much taller than 6 foot. You might not fit then.
No, not unless you can go diagonal because you've got it to yourself.
That probably touches on most of the pros. A couple of the cons. Obviously, it takes up the entirety of the roof on the car, so I can't put anything else up there. Before, I used to have Max Tracks up there and maybe some jerry cans of fuel or water, depending on the trip, a gas bottle. We don't have that luxury anymore. That's why you've seen my gas bottle holder on the spare wheel, and you've seen my Max Tracks on the spare wheel. So I've just brought those into play to account for putting the tent on the roof. Other than that, the other big con is it's not 100% dust proof.
No, they do say that it's meant to be dust proof, but we did find that the good old Australian red dust found a way through.
Just gets everywhere.
It didn't get on our bedding so much.
Correct.
What would generally happen was it would get in and just sit on the roof of the tent.
The roof and the inside walls of the canvas. And we haven't cleaned it out because we've only literally just got back. So hopefully we can actually show you inside where the dust is. And you can see it. Not once did it end up on the pillows, the sleeping bags, anything that we slept on. So you never got in there and felt like it was dusty, but you could see there was dust.
It was a very
on the
fine
canvas.
layer of dust, basically.
Other than that, I had to take my old roof rack off and make a custom roof rack to lower the tent down a little bit, and that way I could fit in and out the carport. Since doing that, we've just moved houses, so it doesn't fit anymore. So that's maybe one of the cons, is make sure you check your overall height if you're trying to fit it in a shed or a carport or something.
It's not an easy tent to get on and off. It's very awkward to carry and heavy, so
75 kilos trying to put it on the tent, put the tent on the roof of the car on your own, or even with 2 people, can be a bit awkward and cumbersome. I've resorted to borrowing a forklift and putting it on and off. But look, if you can leave it on there permanently and park in your carport, it's awesome. I've been running around with it for a month since the Blackwood trip up to Carragini, and the whole trip now. So that probably covers off the cons. My only other con is the positioning of the ladder. It blocks the driver's side rear door of the car.
Oh, on our setup, you could do it on the passenger side rear door.
Yeah, you could put it on the other side, but that's where my awning is, so it doesn't work. What would be nice is if there was a front or a rear opening on the tent, just to give that little bit extra versatility. But look, for us with the 270-degree awning, it blocks a lot of the entrances anyway, so we only have the one on the driver's side, and it's just, in our case, it covers the passenger's door. But you can easily lift the ladder out and put it to the side, get in and out, put the ladder back. So that's just a little one, guys. Definitely no deal breaker. But think
you're being nitpicky, basically.
Yeah, we're being nitpicky, really there. That's not a big issue.
Oh, and we also forgot, a Pro was the price.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
for
these
sure.
go online right now. I think they're just over $1,000.
They're on special at the time of making this video, whether that's
we
when it
can't
comes
guarantee they're that price when you watch it, but they were today showing for just over $1,000.
Just over $1,000. We paid $1,200.
Yeah, we paid $1,200 back in January, I think.
Yeah, end of February, I think, when we got it.
And yeah, like the next closest competitor would, be at least $3,000, I think.
Yeah,
we were looking
from that 2.5, $3,000.
We were looking at the Alley Cabs, the James Barroos, and they're just leagues ahead in pricing. That it just.
Oh, no doubt their build quality might be better. They might be 100% dust proof, but for what we got and what we needed and wanted, this was a great buy. We couldn't go past it.
It's definitely very good if you don't think you're going to be using the rooftop tent for, very many years, or, you're coming into camping and you want to dip your toe in sort of and not spend the $5,000. You want to see if you like it, sort of a thing. It's a good starting point. That
was a big concern for us. We had the old rooftop tent, the old photo of the canvas one, and we took it on a 2.5-week trip to Ayers Rock. And we hated it because every day you had to pack it up, and it was such a mission to pack up.
Its mattress was nowhere near as good as this one.
So,
we woke up sore a couple days on that trip, and so we didn't want to.
We were really concerned buying another rooftop tent whether we were going to run into those same issues and complaints. I can very happily say we didn't. Even though we had to pack it up each day to use the car on our 2.5-week trip we just had up north, it was so easy to pack up. And we had all the bedding in the tent. In the tent still, we had all the extra space in the back seat. We didn't mind having to pack it up. It was just awesome to use.
It was sort of almost like no different than tidying your bed and zipping all your tent up before you go somewhere.
Yeah.
There's really no much difference. It's the same amount of time at the end of the day.
Put the emphasis on here. So easy to set up and pack up. It was not a pain to have to do that each day to use the car. So, look, anyway, I think we've covered off all our pros and cons. Yep. Let's go and have a look inside the tent and show you around.
Yep. So I've been nominated to go show you guys what's like inside the tent, so we'll head up now and have a look around. Try and see if I can show you just how big it is inside. So as you can see, when they say their internal dimensions are 110, it's 110 from this point to this point. And that's true, like we'll sleep with our pillows in between this point and it'll be 110, but you've got this fair amount of size either side of the gaskets. So we often sleep with our heads here and our shoulders will naturally progress down the side here. And so it really gives us more like, 120 centimetres, 121, 22 sort of centimetres of space when you're sleeping in. And if I lie down, you see, I'm not even at the halfway point. So there's heaps of space when you get used to it and lie down. I would definitely recommend seeing one in person, lying down in it, because it's very hard to judge by reading, and especially like coming from the swag. We went, oh, this is going to be so narrow, but these are all lovely straight walls. So you don't have that feeling that you're the tent's falling in on you, so it's a lot more spacious despite being a smaller footprint.
This is the dust situation, guys. So this is after about 2,000 kilometers on gravel. As we mentioned, it sort of collects on the walls and the roof mainly. Fortunately, we've never had an issue with it getting on the bed or the pillows. We've worked out that the dust comes in through the gaps in the canvas up near the gas struts. So the plan is to fill this with some foam from Clark rubber and see if that hopefully makes a difference. Well guys, let's have a look through, show you how easy it is to set up and pack up the tent. So there it is, ready to go, and it's honestly as simple as popping the 4 latches, lifting it up. So let's see how easy it is. I'll pull the ladder out and it's so simple. The ladder and everything's in the tent. So anyway, let's do it quick. These are the poles for the side windows, so we'll go around the far side and we'll throw them in quick. And we're back. We'll do these two quick. I mean, if it was windy, I wouldn't worry putting these poles up because they tend to blow out during the night. Unless you're trying to get some ventilation through because it's hot. And if you're just stopping for a quick roadside overnight, pack up quick in the morning, then I wouldn't bother putting these out either. There you go. That is honestly how long it takes to set up. Sleeping bags are already in there, pillows are already in there. It's super simple. Well, let's see how long it takes to pack up the tent. Better start dropping the side poles first. These go in a canvas bag inside the tent. One of the things they've done inside the tent to assist the canvas bunching in is they've added some elastic straps. So when you pull it down, the sides just pull straight in. One of the other handy things they did is, I didn't think I was going to like it at the beginning, but I do now, is the actual strap here is just a cam buckle. So you can do it up loosely and allow the tent to sit up a little bit like that. And you can push all the canvas in and then tighten it up at the end. So that's how I've done the back. Now I'll go to the front, do the front down tight, do the back down tight. Well, that's the front end done. All I got to do here is just push the pull down strap in, push in the cable for the solar panel. Job done, all packed up and ready to go. So like I said, it's not tedious at all. I'm obviously out of practice already. I left the pillows in the way of the gas struts back here, so that made it a little bit more difficult to pack up. And I normally do the front first, so that I only have to climb up onto the back once. So I do the front, sort of half latch them, come to the back, stuff it all in, tighten it all the way down, so I only have to climb up onto the step once, then I go back to the front. So as you can see, we've only been back for a week and a bit and already a little bit rusty, so oh well, that's what happens. Obviously need to go camping more. Well, for a general sum up and general overview of the tent, 100% I would buy the tent again. That's actually what we've planned. We've sort of said in 5-6 years time we're going to be looking at getting a camper trailer.
Once we have money again after the house.
And if this tent only lasts me half of that time and I've got to buy another one of these, then
we'll still buy one in a heartbeat.
I spent $2,400 versus $5 grand for root or something of those along those lines. So are we ahead? Absolutely. That's our general thinking with it. And I think that's a pretty safe bet that it'll at least last 3 years, and hopefully if we look after it, you know, tighten up bolts that rattle loose, that sort of thing, it'll last us for all 6 years. It certainly hasn't given us any reason to doubt that. I mean, obviously we've got our little qualms and complaints about it, but certainly no showstoppers.
No, it's definitely, I feel, good value for money.
Yeah.
Considering when you're not paying top dollar, you're actually paying bottom dollar for it. In the scheme of things, you're definitely getting a lot of value that we didn't really actually expect to get from it.
Exactly.
I very much thought we were going to come back hating that mattress. I was almost placing bets on it, and I was wrong. The other thing probably to note is that we've tested this now in hot weather, cold weather, and in windy weather. It was so windy at Steep Point in particular.
Yeah, it was.
And you know, the tent held up, it didn't rattle too much, it didn't move, which was nice. The gas struts never collapsed on us or anything like that. The only thing
that was buffeted in the winds are the two handles that you use at the front and the back to pull it down. But honestly, like, you just sort of heard them whilst you're awake. Once you fell asleep, it was fine. You didn't hear them at all.
Plus, you know, if you're a light sleeper, you can always find a way to tie them up so they don't flap.
Exactly. Tie them up in a knot up the top, whatever. You'll find a way to keep them quiet. That's not a showstopper for the tent. I'd definitely still buy it, even with all that in mind.
It will be interesting to see once we get to some rainy weather what it goes like. But all in all, the weather that we've had so far, it's performed well.
That's the only thing we haven't tested the tent in, is in rain. But because it's got a plastic roof, I don't see it being too much of an issue. Everything inside's all sealed up properly, so it's only if you get driving rain coming in on an angle that you'd get some maybe
We'll
water,
let you know though.
We'll let you know
when we finally get to a trip where it rains.
We've got a couple of trips planned over winter. So.
Yeah, we'll give you guys the heads up.
You'll either see a very happy or a very sad Graham in the video when it happens. But yeah, so we've been up north, 40 degrees, 45 during the day, 30 at night in Exmouth, and we've been down south where it got down to about 9 or 10 degrees, which, you know, that's probably the coldest you'll see in WA. Sometimes if you go out into the desert, it'll get a lot colder, but we were pretty comfortable there, and it was actually more the fact that we had good sleeping bags rather than the tent. I mean, the mattress was well insulated, and there wasn't any draft through underneath it to make us cold coming up through the mattress. So I think it's pretty good. It'll be a good performer in the cold, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that'll wrap up the video. We've just got to pack the tent up, and yeah, then we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
Well guys, while Jess packs up the tent, I'll sign off this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. to all my subscribers, thanks for bearing with me for the last couple of weeks whilst I've done the winching and the tent. It's allowed me the time to get in and edit all the Carragini stuff. Come back with over 800 gigabytes. So next fortnight, episode 1, I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm super pumped to have it out there. It looks wicked. So look, anyway, that ends the tent video. That ends the spell of no camping trips. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one. I hope you guys got a good insight from the tent. If you have any questions about the tent, throw it in the comments below. More than happy to answer them. As I said, a few little cons, nothing major. I'd absolutely buy one of these again without a question of a doubt. So look, hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Please like them. Please chuck a comment in the bottom. Please subscribe to the channel. Any interaction with my channel helps my videos go higher up, helps more people watch them, helps me make more videos. So look guys, have a good one. Happy safe adventuring, and we'll see you next time.